In this class, I will show you the effect of simultaneous increase in both demand and supply on equilibrium. In this class, particularly, we'll be looking at the second case. This is a situation whereby the increase in demand, this arrow is pointing to an increase, okay, in demand is greater than increase in supply. What will be the effect on equilibrium? So let's bring about the equilibrium. So we draw our equilibrium here. This is the quantity, and here we have the price, and this is the origin. Okay. If you draw our supply curve, then let's draw our demand curve here. So let's call this D1, D1, X1, S1, and this is the equilibrium. If I call this P1, and this is P1, I call this Q1, this is the initial equilibrium. Now, let's assume there is an increase in demand that is larger than the increase in supply. If there's an increase in demand, just look at the side. So let's give the gap distance just like this. Let's say our distance like this. Let's say we have D2, D2. So the demand has increased from D1, D1 to D2, D2. Also, the supply also increased, but by a smaller proportion than the demand. So the gap we are going to give increase in supply is going to be closer, okay, than that of demand. Okay, an increase in supply means supply curve shift to the right, just like increase in demand to the right. Okay, so supply curve will be here, this supply curve will be here. So the gap will not be as large as D. So okay, so we have something like that. Okay, so let's say this is x2, x2. Okay, now we have a new equilibrium here, because new equilibrium is where the new demand curve, this is the new demand curve, and this is the supply curve, and they meet here. So let's call it P2. Okay, now we can trace this. So we have P2 here, then let's call this Q2. You can see the effect is that from when the supply curve shifts from S1, S1 to S2, S2, and also the demand curve shift from D1 to D1, D1 to D2, D2, we have an increase in the price from P1 to P2. You can see this is the original price corresponding to the original equilibrium. Then we now have a new price, which is P2, and the quantities of the equilibrium quantity are also increased. So generally, when there is a simultaneous increase in both demand and supply, and the size of the increase in demand is greater than that of supply, so the effect will be that the equilibrium price will rise, okay, equilibrium price will rise, and also the equilibrium quantity will also rise. Okay, the effect will be that both equilibrium price and quantity will rise. Okay, thank you. Don't forget to like this video, drop your comment, and also share the videos to benefit others. Thank you. See you in the next video.